You know what I mean?
That's right.
You know, I never done that, man. I don't even know where they come up with that, man. And then the guy's a rat, man. He been working for the feds for 2 years now. You know what I'm saying? Cooperate. So you can look at my paperwork, man. My paperwork. If I was ratting, it'd be on CNN. You know what I mean?
Big Meech just snapped on 50 Cent. He sent a text warning him to stop talking about his son or deal with some real consequences. This ain't no friendly reminder either. It's getting serious.
Oh. Good, man.
Hey, so what y'all do about the gun and stuff? Yeah. Okay, that's what y'all found about them. What y'all found?
This whole thing exploded after 50 leaked wild police footage where Lil Meech is seen talking to the cops, straight up pinning everything on his old friend while staying clean himself. And here's the real kicker. That same friend is now backing 50 Cent and claiming he went to prison because, quote, Lil Meech snitched on him. That's cold. Now, if you've been keeping up, you already know 50 Cent has been throwing shade at Big Meech and Lil Meech for a while now, shot after shot, no chill. But this time, looks like Big Meech is done playing nice. If 50 doesn't back off soon, this could turn into a full-blown war. It's heating up fast. And yo, the body cam footage 50 just dropped? Wild. It shows Lil Meech caught during a traffic stop while his boy gets arrested, and the story is, Meech sold him out right there on the spot. This drama is just getting started. Subscribe to JuicyReel now so you don't miss the next twist. In the body cam video, both dudes are already detained and Lil Meech is chilling in the back of the squad car. That's when it gets sketchy. He leans in and asks the cop, "Did you find the other stuff?" Right after the officer mentions finding a gun. Total slip up. Here's the twist. The cop had just said that having the gun wasn't even illegal. But Lil Meech's little question made them search deeper. And boom, that search led to even more trouble. Now the guy who ended up behind bars because of this mess, he's coming out swinging on Instagram. He goes by the name 3 Luck, and he just posted a whole expose, pics of him and Lil Meech hanging out, plus that same body cam footage. According to him, Lil Meech sold him out to the cops and dumped the gun and other charges on him. 3 Luck wrote in the caption, "Reason I got to go do Fed time. See this the ish. I hate fake dudes like Lil Meech in my tray of life, supposed to be real but do ho-ish." He didn't stop there. He went straight for Big Meech, throwing major shade, saying he raised a lame. According to 3 Luck, Lil Meech made him take the fall for the gun and whatever else was found, while he was asleep in the car. That's straight up wild. Then he brought 50 Cent into the mix, saying 50's got his back for exposing the truth. He even said Meech admitted he messed up and promised to pay him back. He snapped, "Why you asking 12 if they got the guns and the other stuff off me? Yeah, that ain't a form of telling." This dude clearly feels betrayed, and now he's airing it all out. Man, this just keeps getting messier. 3 Luck went all the way off. He said RA's a life, and he's been tight with his homie for over 20 years. But now, he's realizing even his own people might not be loyal. He's heated, saying, "How you rolling with the same dude that had me locked up?" This man spent stacks, serious money on lawyers and 3 different bonds just to fight the case that wasn't even his. And meanwhile, folks around him were too busy clout chasing and teaching Lil Meech how to keep his image squeaky clean, all while ignoring the fact that this dude was off the rails, deep into pills. And it doesn't stop there. 3 Luck revealed he lost business money and is now about to miss years of his kid's life just because Lil Meech couldn't stay solid. That hurt goes deep. He even called out Big Meech's famous quote, flipping it, "These the same dudes that say death before dishonor. That's just words like I love you." As for Lil Meech, he's been silent so far. No public response to any of this heat, but you already know who did speak up. Yep, 50 Cent wasted 0 time. 50 fired shots by reposting a screenshot from Michael Rainey Jr., aka Tariq from Power, and in the caption he clowned Lil Meech hard. "I'm proud of you, Michael. I looked at your page, LOL. See what happens when you don't use drugs and blow all your cash on Chrome Heart jeans?" And just hours later, 50 went back in, doubling down. He reposted that same body cam footage and even shared screenshots from 3 Luck with a savage caption. This drama is far from over. Yo, how you gonna drop your stash on your boy's lap while he's asleep and act like, here bro, this yours, LOL. That's straight foul. But trust, 50 Cent wasn't done throwing shade. He came back with another slick post, this time using a photo from the BMF show. And the caption? Pure trolling. He wrote something like, Pop. First he gets caught at the airport with a gun, panics like crazy. Now he's on tape snitching on his own friends. And 50 made it very clear he don't care at all. No filter, no mercy. Subscribe to JuicyReel now so you don't miss the next twist. Now just so you know, that airport jab was about another insane moment. Footage had already leaked of Lil Meech getting busted at the airport after TSA found an unloaded gun in his bag. And the wildest part, he didn't even have a license for it. But hold up, it gets even worse. Meech tried to pull a move that had everybody scratching their heads. He told them he wasn't legally an adult, even though the man was 23 years old. What? And just when you think it couldn't get more embarrassing, Meech pulled the old "do you know who I am" move and even name dropped 50 Cent. He was out here trying to convince TSA that he's some big star. Come on now, you already know 50 lives for this kind of drama. And with that new body cam footage out showing Lil Meech allegedly snitching on his own boy, this saga just hit a whole new level of crazy. Yeah, 50 Cent just got handed premium ammo for his petty IG game, but now things might be shifting fast. Lil Meech's dad, the legendary Big Meech, finally broke his silence, and he's not playing. He's telling 50 to fall back and quit dragging his son's name through the mud. After 50 went off with those shady posts about Lil Meech snitching and even took shots at Big Meech's parenting, Big Meech clapped back in his own way. He dropped a series of photos with his son, and the caption, "Nothing can stop us, we all the way up," loud and clear. But here's where it gets spicy. This ain't just about Instagram photos. Word on the street is, Big Meech might be moving in silence behind the scenes. After 50 kept pressing about the snitching claims, a few insiders started whispering that Big Meech personally hit up one of 50's close people, and the message, "Tell him to stop playing with my son, or else." Big Meech ain't the type to go online and flex tough talk, he's more low-key. But the tension? It's real. In fact, some producers tied to the BMF series reportedly backed away from the project, like they're trying to diffuse things before it gets too real off camera. Now don't forget, this beef didn't just start with the snitching drama. It kicked off way back when Big Meech was seen vibing with Rick Ross. That moment set 50 off. He fired back accusing Big Meech of being a rat himself, claiming he snitched to shave time off his sentence using the First Step Act. And to back it up, 50 even dropped screenshots of court docs trying to say Big Meech was working with the feds through his longtime associate Tammy Cowens. This just went from petty to potentially explosive. But here's the real kicker, nothing in Big Meech's actual case proves he snitched. He served 27 out of a 30-year sentence, and that small reduction, it was due to updated sentencing laws, not cooperation with the feds. No paperwork, no headlines, nothing. In fact, a rare prison interview of Big Meech just leaked, and in it he flat out denies ever snitching. He said if he ever had cooperated, it would have been all over the news by now. And honestly, he's not wrong. So now fans are split down the middle. Some are calling out 50, saying he crossed the line accusing a man who served nearly 30 years behind bars. They're like, come on, that ain't how you treat someone who stayed solid. But then there's the other side. Folks saying Big Meech teaming up with Rick Ross was a major slap in the face, especially since 50 Cent held down the family while Meech was locked up and personally gave Lil Meech his big acting break. And here's where it gets even deeper. 50 once hinted that this is the real reason Big Meech turned on him, jealousy. In a recent IG post, 50 spilled that Big Meech couldn't handle how close he and Lil Meech had gotten. According to 50, Meech felt replaced, and that's when he started cutting off his own son financially. But 50 didn't stop there. He straight up accused Big Meech of being a bad influence, saying he pushed his son into using substances and wasting money. Meanwhile, 50 claimed he was the one acting like a real father figure, trying to steer Lil Meech in the right direction. And get this, 50 said that during BMF filming, Lil Meech hit a serious low from substance issues, and it was 50 who stepped in to get him help. This isn't just a petty feud anymore, it's turning into a full-on war over who really raised Lil Meech. Subscribe to JuicyReel now so you don't miss the next twist. Now things are spiraling even more because after 50's latest claims, insiders are saying Lil Meech isn't staying quiet behind the scenes. While he's still keeping it hush in public, close sources say he's fuming over how 50 is dragging both him and his pops, and he's starting to feel played. Word is Lil Meech feels like 50's using him for clout and content, not family. People close to him claim he's been venting to friends, saying 50 only stepped in when the cameras were rolling and the brand was hot. One insider even said Meech feels like he was just a pawn in 50's empire-building game. Meanwhile, fans are digging up old clips and interviews trying to piece together when the bond between 50 and the Meech family started to crack. Some are pointing to behind-the-scenes tension on the BMF set, whispers of disagreements, creative control drama, and 50 pulling rank on major decisions. But here's the wildest twist. Someone in 50's circle just leaked that a full documentary might be coming, breaking down the whole rise and fallout of the 50 Meech connection. Allegedly, it's already in early production stages, and it's gonna expose everything. How the friendship formed, how it fell apart, and the role money, fame, and power played in the split. If that's true, this is about to go from Instagram beef to full-on legacy war. No one's safe, especially if old receipts start coming out. And let's be real, if 50's behind the project, you already know it's gonna be brutal. This ain't just about snitching anymore. It's about loyalty, betrayal, and who's really calling the shots behind the scenes. Now buckle up because this drama just hit another level. Reports are flying that Lil Meech is finally ready to break his silence in his own way. Rumor has it he's been working on a tell-all interview, not just to clear his name, but to air out his side of the story. And if what people are whispering is true, he's about to throw shade right back at 50. Sources say Meech wants to set the record straight about everything, from the airport arrest to that body cam footage, and even the stuff 50 said about him hitting rock bottom. Apparently, Meech is tired of being painted as some careless kid who needed saving. One person close to him said, he ain't trying to be nobody's charity case no more. And here's the kicker, he might not be doing this alone. Word is, Big Meech is backing his son all the way, and if this interview drops, it's gonna come with receipts. That includes texts, phone convos, and possibly even footage from moments 50 thought would never see the light of day. Meanwhile, 50's still moving like a chess master. He hasn't responded to the rumors, but he's been posting cryptic messages on IG, talking about snakes, disloyal sons, and when people forget who fed them. Fans are going crazy decoding each post like it's part of a secret playbook. At this point, it's not just about who's right or wrong. It's a full-on pride war. A battle between a legendary street king, a rap mogul turned TV boss, and a son stuck between loyalty and legacy. This ain't over. If Meech drops that interview, it's gonna blow the roof off. And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, boom! The industry's now starting to feel the heat from this fallout, and people are choosing sides behind the scenes. Some insiders claim that a few cast members and crew from the BMF series are quietly distancing themselves from the chaos, afraid the drama might mess up their careers or get the whole show canceled. One source close to production spilled that meetings are happening right now to figure out how to move forward with season 4, with or without Lil Meech. That's right, producers are allegedly considering recasting the lead role if things keep spiraling. They're worried the controversy could turn sponsors and networks off, especially if more snitch headlines start popping up. And here's the wildest part. Rumors are flying that Starz execs have already reached out to 50, urging him to tone it down online before it gets too messy for business. But you already know 50. He's not the type to backpedal. In fact, just last night, he dropped another shady post. I built this from the ground up. No one's gonna rewrite my story. Now fans are panicking. Does this mean 50 might walk away from the BMF series altogether? If that happens, the whole show could collapse like a house of cards. Meanwhile, Lil Meech is still silent, but all eyes are on him. Is he gonna clap back? Is the interview really dropping? Or is the pressure too hot to handle? This ain't just TV beef anymore. It's real money, real careers, and real reputations on the line. What started as online jabs is now threatening to bring down an entire empire. 50 Cent just let it all out, and it's messy. In his latest post, he wrote, I thought about it. I think he was uncomfortable with me and Meech's relationship. According to 50, while he was trying to guide Lil Meech, telling him to stay off drugs and manage his money, Big Meech was allegedly doing the opposite. He says Big Meech was out here telling his son stories about how he used to do all kinds of stuff, like that somehow made it cool. 50 claimed he told Meech to chill with the wild spending, while Big Meech bragged about how much he blew back in the day. But here's the jaw dropper. 50 said he had to send Lil Meech to rehab. And it doesn't stop there. 50 exposed an incident on the BMF set saying actor Russell Hornsby saw Meech so high he was throwing up during a weapons test. Then another crew member, Ian, allegedly found whippets in Meech's truck. 50 said, I asked what the F is whippets. Then I looked and it's the same stuff they use in BB guns. Wild. When Lil Meech first landed the BMF role, he talked about being lost before 50 stepped in. 50 paid for his acting classes, gave him a shot, changed his whole life. But now it's coming out that Meech burned through the $5 million he earned in just 3 years. No investments, no flips, just cars, clothes, and jewelry, gone. So yeah, a lot of folks are saying 50's got a point here. After all that support, Meech blew it. But the snitching accusations, that's where things get murky. Now people close to Meech are clapping back, calling 50 a hypocrite. They're saying he picks and chooses who he labels a snitch, depending on who's with him or against him. So now the real question is, did 50 make up the rat claims just because Big Meech linked up with Rick Ross? And with Meech now allegedly threatening 50, did 50 finally go too far this time? This feud ain't just personal, it's explosive. Subscribe to JuicyReel now so you don't miss the next twist.